For the first time on this channel, I'm going to show you a brand new glue gun hack and a brand new glue gun tool that is going to up your art game to the next level.
Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. So in last week's video, I put out a call about glue guns and the triggers and my hands and how every time I use a glue gun, you have to pull the trigger, only so much comes out. And then when you go to pump it again, you get that little clump and it's not really clean looking. The lines are not clean looking. So I put out a call to all of you, and my very good friend and very longtime viewer, Amy, responded, and she said, I have the perfect glue gun for you. So I'm really excited to show you guys this because I've tried it out. It works amazing. I'm so impressed. You could literally just hold the trigger in and write words. Let's say we do the word love, L. I'd have to stop, pull the trigger again, O, and then you're not getting like real clean, crisp lines. So this thing that she found, I've tried it out. It's amazing. It's going to change my glue gun art from being a huge pain in my hands to win-win, okay? So what I'm going to do is show you that glue gun now. I'll make sure to put a link for this thing in the description. It's from Amazon. Now, I will tell you there are knockoff brands that are half the price, but she sent me the good brand and I'm just in love with it. So I cannot attest if the other brands work the same because I don't have them. I can only attest to what I have here and what I'm using. So here is the glue gun. It's a Hoto, and it is an easy flow hot glue gun. All right. It comes with the glue gun and a pack of glue sticks. It takes the standard mini size glue sticks. This is what it looks like. All right. You have this little trigger here, and as long as you hold it in, the glue will keep dispensing. So no pulling the trigger back and forth. If any of you have like arthritis in your hands or anything like that, you're going to know what a relief that is going to be, okay? Hold it in, it's going to come out, and it's just going to keep coming out while you have that trigger in there, okay? While you have the trigger pulled in. See that? It just keeps coming out and coming out and coming out. I love it. Again, you can write with it. You could do all types of fun things with it, okay?
So enough yapping, let's just get right into it. First, I'm going to show you this new technique that I'm going to be calling the stacking technique. And what I'm going to do is create a 3D image by stacking glue drops on top of each other. Now, I know this isn't some genius idea, but I love the way that these two pieces turned out. So I decided to start off with something very basic like a heart. And I just created an outline for it by placing individual glue drops in the shape of a heart. And then in the center, as you see here, I placed in all different sizes of glue drops. Once I was done doing this first layer, I let everything dry really good for about 15 minutes. And this is what I ended up with. So now the second step of this technique is to now go in and in between each little gap of those glue drops, insert another glue drop that will fill in that center. This way the first layer is dry and they won't blend together and make one big puddle. And what you're going to notice by doing this technique is the more layers of glue drops you do, the thicker and more dimensional the object will become. So let's say you want to make flowers. This would be a really beautiful pattern on a canvas. There's so many different abstract pieces of art that you can do with this technique. And again, it's just really, really cool looking when it's complete. So now that that fill-in layer is dry, I'm going on top of the glue drops and inserting or putting down even bigger drops on top of that. It's going to create, again, a lot of depth and texture to the piece. We love texture in mixed media. I know I do, at least. So once we're done with this part, we are going to take a look at it here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take something fancy to make all of those little drops pop and really turn it into a piece of art. So I'm using some Chameleon pigments that I got off Amazon. I'll be sure to link them down in the description. And I'm just taking a dry brush and literally brushing it over the surface. And this is the beautiful texture that you're going to see emerge. This happens to be a Chameleon pigment that shifts from a beautiful pink to a beautiful champagne color. And look how easy we made that. That would look so cute in a little kid's room. Again, you can decide to do whatever type of shape you want. It'll look great. So now moving on, I wanted to do just a simple little fun abstract piece. So I pulled out an 18 by 18 canvas and I decided to make some wheat looking floral. Don't ask me what it is. I just had some fun with it. So I made just clusters of glue drops in the shape of a leaf, a petal, and created a stem on them. And I did the stacking technique also on this piece. So we have some 3D, I'm just going to call them wheat stalks, I guess, popping out of the canvas at the end of this one. Again, the glue gun is working like a dream. I don't have that pressure in my palm from pulling that trigger. And I know for some of you that may not be a big deal, but for me it is. And that's why I just wanted to share it with you. I love the ease of this. It's just that trigger is so thin. You just barely hold it in and it just pumps out that glue nonstop. So again, if you're into like the intricate butterfly designs or seahorses or whatever you're making with your glue gun for art, this, I'm telling you, I think you would be really happy with it. I'm not sponsored by this company. This is just my raw review of it. What I felt is a really great brand of a glue gun that's going to be great to have on hand. So now that I have layer 1 done, we'll let that dry, as I said before. And here we go with layer 2. So we're going to fill in those gaps that are on the canvas. And then once that's done, we're going to do another layer on top of all of the glue drops, to start building up that dimension. If you do something like 4 or 5 layers of these drops, that image is really going to pop out of the canvas. So I'm going to skip some of this because it's just very repetitive, but I want to give you a tip about glue guns and glue strings. An easy cleanup for glue strings is masking tape. Just rip off a piece of tape, push it down over the glue strings, and they will come right up off of that canvas and be gone. You want to make sure to always clean the glue strings before you proceed. So now I'm going to take some gold mica, and for this canvas, I'm just going to go very simple. I'm going to dry brush some of that gold mica onto the hot glue, and color it up. Now, the cool thing with hot glue is because it has that rubbery surface to it, when it's dry, things like mica powder just cling to it. You don't have to seal it in or anything like that if you want to be done. It's on there permanently. If it gets on your canvas like you see right here, take it outside with a dry paintbrush and just brush off the excess. It will come right off. And the only time you really want to seal it is if you're going to do like a coat of resin over it. Because if you were to put resin on the canvas without that mica sealed in, it would come off because it reacts with the resin. But if you're just going to put it up on the wall with a little bit of spray varnish, you don't have to seal it first. Just give it a nice spray of varnish. And if you want to use a brush-on varnish, you'll have to seal it in with something like a clear glue. A clear glue will work fine. Now, the only reason why I'm using this clear glue is because I want to make my own glitter glue to add to the piece. So a little bit of clear glue and glitter, and you have homemade glitter glue. No need to buy it. Paint a little bit on that surface, and it will create a beautiful sparkle in your piece. So once I was done with this part, I decided to create some funky, fun little stems on the wheat stalks. And so with my glue gun, I came back in and I created a few of those. While I have a moment here, I just want to thank you for joining me again today. I truly appreciate you coming in to see what I'm up to, and also wanted to ask you a favor. I want you to leave a comment for me. First, I would love to know if you're interested in learning how to make your own furniture, something like a end table that has a beautiful art design on it, things like that. Just let me know what you think about that. And also, I'd love to hear what type of art you would like to see on this channel, because I do it all, okay? So leave me a comment if you have a moment. So now I'm taking some gold paint that I watered down with water. Water, of course. And I'm just going to tap the paintbrush that has it on there just to create a little splatter effect. And then by hand, I'm putting a few gold dots on the canvas. These are some rhinestones I got off of Amazon. And just for funsies, I'm going to attach one of those to each of the little petals. And then, my friends, we will be done with this piece. And now it's time to give you my final thoughts on everything and to say goodbye.
Alrighty, my friends, this is done. This is so stinking cute. It's just like a simple abstract piece just to show you, how you can use that glue gun. I loved using it, first of all. It worked great. There's not one complaint really that I have. The only thing that I did notice that happens is when you put a new glue gun or a glue stick into the hole there, you have to make sure that you press it in all the way so that it catches in there. If you just stick it in and it's not in fully, it could hang up a little bit and give you a little trouble with your design. But I always recommend, when you put a new glue stick in, practice over here first with it, get it flowing good, and then go to your piece of art. But anyway, loved the glue gun. I love this stacking technique with the, what's wrong with my camera? It keeps focusing. I loved the stacking technique with the glue dots. Gave a lot of definition, a lot of depth, and again, I just wanted to have some fun. Did you ever want to just make a silly painting and have a little fun? Well, this is it. So the little rhinestones are glued on. Let's see the little bit of sparkle I added. So that's there. Very pretty. Not a lot, just a little bit. Look at that. Look at that snap of light. I love it. And I love the little, what's it called? The spray in the background. Oh, what is that frame jumping, I wonder? I don't know. Anyway, thank you so very much for joining me again. I will be back next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a new video. And don't forget to check out the description for all the links for products, ways to follow me, yada, yada, yada. Please be sure to click that like button on the way out. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And as always, leave a comment letting me know what you think. I love you all. I want to thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you have a great week ahead. And until the next time, next Sunday, happy creating.